Welcome to this lecture on project risk management, focusing on the critical terminologies used in the field. Understanding these terms is essential for any project manager or team member involved in risk management. These terminologies provide a common language for discussing and addressing risks in a project environment. By the end of this lecture, you'll have a solid understanding of these terms and how they contribute to effective risk management. Let's get started. Risk. Risk is an uncertain event or condition that, if it occurs, could have a positive or negative effect on project objectives. Understanding risk is the foundation of risk management. It encompasses any event that could disrupt a project or create an opportunity for improvement. Project managers use this term to define what could potentially impact a project's success, forming the basis for risk identification and analysis. Understanding risk management. The process of identifying, analyzing, and responding to project risks. Risk management is essential to project success. It ensures that potential problems are addressed proactively and effectively. Project managers engage in risk management throughout the project lifecycle to ensure risks are continuously monitored and mitigated. Risk identification. The process of determining risks that could affect the project. Risk identification is the first step in risk management, allowing project managers to list potential risks for further analysis. Project managers use various tools like brainstorming sessions, checklists, and expert judgment to identify potential risks. Risk analysis. The process of assessing the likelihood and potential impact of identified risks. Risk analysis helps prioritize risks based on their severity and likelihood, allowing project managers to focus on the most critical ones. Project managers use qualitative and quantitative methods to analyze risks, guiding risk response planning. Qualitative risk analysis. A technique used to evaluate the probability and impact of risks in a non-numeric way, often using a ranking or scoring system. Qualitative analysis helps project managers quickly assess and prioritize risks. Project managers use qualitative analysis to categorize risks and determine which require immediate attention. Quantitative risk analysis. A technique that uses numerical and statistical methods to evaluate risk exposure and estimate risk impact. Quantitative analysis provides a more precise evaluation of risk, supporting data-driven decision-making. Project managers use quantitative analysis to calculate risk probabilities, impact costs, and expected monetary values. Risk response planning. The process of developing options and actions to address identified risks. This step ensures risks are proactively managed, reducing potential negative impacts. Project managers create risk response plans to mitigate, avoid, transfer, or accept risks, depending on their nature. Risk mitigation. Reducing the probability or impact of a risk event through proactive measures. Risk mitigation helps minimize the likelihood of a risk occurring or its impact if it does. Project managers use mitigation strategies like additional quality checks, redundancies, or backup plans. Understanding risk avoidance. Changing the project plan to eliminate a risk. Risk avoidance aims to prevent risks from occurring by modifying the project's scope, schedule, or approach. Project managers may avoid risks by selecting different methods, technologies, or vendors to minimize exposure to potential issues. Understanding the risk transfer. Shifting the risk to a third party, such as through insurance or outsourcing. Risk transfer allows project managers to offload risk to other entities, reducing the project's exposure to certain risks. Project managers use contracts, insurance, or service agreements to transfer risks.